pen and paper like period?
I'm thankful for that song too because some of the places that, bro, we performed at the strip club in Swedru.
Hey. Last year, were you supporting any particular person to pick up the Artist of the Year? What's happening on your TL right now?
What's happening on my TL?
Yeah, you posted a snippet.
Ah,
Was he doing Peter on there or was he doing Fameye on there? Because right now
this is also old. This is old. So
Okay.
this was recorded when he was doing Fameye.
Oh, okay.
One funny story is even when I sent it, he was like, Charlie, this is Fameye, so I need to I need to do Peter. So send me again without my parts and let me do Peter. So I sent it to him and he recorded a bunch of stuff. And then he sat with it for a while. I think he played it for a bunch of his people as well. And they were all like, nah, I think for this one, the Fameye wins this round. Yeah.
When I broke down his song, you thought it was ChatGPT making it.
Yeah, because I didn't get it. But now I get it.
Now you get it.
Yeah. I do what my manager tells me, so that's what I'm doing. So if they want to attack somebody,
go and bash him.
Yeah, go and bash him, yeah.
I have the YDL in the studio with me, Young Daddy Lumba. Charlie, why do you watch me like that?
You this guy. You will get there.
We'll get there. Yeah, YDL is in the studio with me, Young Daddy Lumba, Kojo Cue. His fans are on his neck expecting a new album. And he went to post something. And right now, they want that thing on top of that album. We'll talk about it. But before that, Kiss Strawberry Scented Lubricant. I'll be giving Kojo Cue one to go and try it out. It's water-based, condom-friendly. It's good for the soko pimpim, especially if there's friction. You go inside with Kiss Strawberry Scented Lubricants. Yeah, I will plug you once we are done over here. Kojo Cue, welcome.
Charlie. Great to be here.
Welcome to ChatGPT. Inside joke, yeah. When I broke down his song, you thought it was ChatGPT making it.
Yeah, because I didn't get it, but now I get it.
Now you get it. Yeah. Now it all makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Amabella told me, you called her. You were like, Susanna, this guy. It makes sense now. Like the whole. Anyway, how have you been, bro?
Charlie, I've been great.
Everything
cool.
Yeah. It's been a while. I saw you. I think the last time I saw you was when one of the shows.
Yep.
I think the pen versus paper also.
Pen and paper? That's a long time
That's a long time. A long time ago.
That is a long time ago.
From then till now, you've dropped a couple of projects. You did For My Brothers, you did I'm Back, and a couple others. And how has the ride been so far?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I think from pen and paper up till now has been the best years of my career, for sure. Because pen and paper commercially at that time was the first time that I got a certain type of acclaim, even though I'd been doing it for a while. We went as far as the VGMAs. We opened up for Lauryn Hill on tour. It was an incredible experience. And then I moved from that to drop For My Brothers, and it becomes like critically acclaimed. If you know me and you know how much Paimuka means to me, you know that that's something I would have wanted for my first album. Yeah, so all glory to God, and I appreciate that it was able to reach the people the way that.
So with that, would you say your association with BBnZ and also with Lil Shaker, would you say that played a very pivotal role in your career?
Yeah. BBnZ saved my life, to be honest. Well, I don't know. It still remains to be seen whether they saved it or whether it remains to be seen, but the reason I say that is when I was almost done with GIJ, I said a prayer to God that if he wanted me to continue on this path, that's with the music, then before I'm done with my national service, he should give me like a record deal with, at a good place.
Yeah.
And BBnZ was one of the places that I absolutely wanted because L was like one of my idols from back then. And also they understood the hip hop as much, like way better than any other label that I could see. And then before I even graduated, BBnZ, hollered at me and then we did a deal.
How did the connection happen?
So I dropped a song, Corolla Music, and it kind of went viral on Twitter at the time.
Yeah.
I think it moved even from Twitter to radio, and then it sparked a discussion on Ghanaian hip hop and whatnot. Then EL hit me up on the back of that there's a song that he was doing with DJ Juice on it right now, and Black Way that he wanted me to do a verse for. So he sent me the song. The song was Raise My Flag.
Yeah.
And I remember I wrote that verse in the back of like a trotro on my way to school.
On your way to?
Yeah, to school. Okay. Yeah, on my way to school. Like, EL has sent me this stuff for Killa. Charlie, I write down. Rest. I go school, come back. Because I was in a Sherman living with Pee Wee at the time, and the studio was there. So I go school, come back. I record them, I send them. Alvin sent back notes like, oh, it's dope, but the delivery maybe make her calm down a bit. I did that. I sent
make
it.
Calm down a bit on the delivery.
Yeah.
I be like, you go in hard. Do or die. Yeah.
So make her tone it down a bit. I think the toning down was better for it. Yeah. So I did that and I sent it back. And then after I sent it back, L hit me up and he's like, as far as records, we can do like 1 million of them. But in this game, if you don't have any backing, things don't move as they are supposed to move. So if you're not with anybody, my people are interested. And I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. Like BBnZ, let's do this. Yeah. So that's why I say this, they saved my life. Because if they didn't come in, maybe I do national service. And by this time, I'll probably I have like my master's and I'm doing something. I have a PhD, I'm doing something else. And
music.
Yeah, and I don't do that verse on Slim, and you don't do the breakdown, and ChatGPT doesn't help out. And so all glory be to God.
Right, all glory be to God. And shout out to BBnZ. And when you got to BBnZ, Lil Shaker was already there.
Yep.
Who came up with the idea of you guys teaming up for that project, Pen and Paper?
Yeah, so for Pen and Paper, I knew Shaker way before BBnZ as well. There's a funny story, because Shaker was, for us, Shaker was like one of the one of the people. So there was this time that I was hot. Things were happening in my life, and Shaker hit me up that he wanted me and Kiara to do a joint mixtape on his beats, and he will help us promote it. And Charlie, I went to Clues with Kiara, put everything together. And then, when I went home, the girl I was with at that time, I went to tell Charlie, I'm about to blow. Our lives are about to change. And then, I was supposed to take the data and meet Shaker. And then I went to his house around like Alisa. And then when this guy started coming, I looked at him like, this nigga don't look like somebody that's going to change my life. This guy looks exactly like me. Like we both did. That project never came about. Off of that, we had like some friendly banter every time. And then when I went to BBnZ, he was there, a familiar face. And honestly, in the beginning at BBnZ, I was way closer to L than I was to him.
Okay.
Yeah. But we came to Kumasi. They came to Kumasi one time. I think it was one of L's bar things or something. And they came to my house, and I have a home studio. So when he came, he started playing me a bunch of stuff, and he played me the Pen and Paper song. So when he played it for me, I put a verse on it.
Okay.
And then we forgot about it. We came back to Accra. We did something for almost like I think maybe another year or two. And one time we came to Kumasi for another show, and we were on our way back to Accra. And when we were sitting in the car, one of our people, Nathan, was like, Charlie, I should advise my man. My man did do a lot of hip hop records where he be fire, but won't put them out. He still won't do that. So I was like, make you play some. And then he started playing. He played like about 4 songs. I'm like, yo, this is the Shaker I miss. What do we need to do to get you to put this project out?
Yeah.
And then he was like, Charlie, I know if you finish the verses and something. I'm like, yeah, I did, make we do them. So that's just how it started. And then we did like 4 records, and then like everybody who heard it like, this sounds good. And then off of the Pen and Paper thing, I started coming up with marketing ideas and branding ideas. And we recorded the whole thing. And at that time, situation with BBnZ was in a crucial place, because L was on the verge of leaving.
Okay.
And the this whole situation was if L leaves, we're all probably going to leave. Sheikah was not going to leave with L. I didn't know whether I was going to leave with L. We were going to leave, but we didn't know whether we were going to leave and go wherever L was going, or we're going to go and do our own thing.
Yeah.
So when we were done with the project, I was like, you know what, let me, for one last time, let me reach out to, the bosses over at BBnZ, play them the project and tell them, this is the idea we have for it, and see if they'll support. So if they don't support, then we move ahead and then we do this. And then I remember when I went to sit in Alvin's office, like as soon as I sat down, I think it was the two of us. As soon as we sat down, he put a bunch of envelopes on the table for us. We took it, and then he was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And then we told him about the idea. And it's like, "Oh yeah, definitely, let's do this." And we started arranging like for the first video. So if anybody will remember, or they can even go back and check the pen and paper video. It starts with me and Sheikah in a boardroom, like somebody's offering us a deal, and we're like, because that was the idea. The idea was that if they didn't support us, like, forget them. We are going to go and do it on our own. Yeah.
Right. Nice one. Now, the whole pen and paper like period, it's like you guys really did well with that album. You really milked it. You did a concert. You had some merch and stuff.
Yeah.
Everything was great. But then one problem I had personally,
I was in my marketing bag.
Yeah.
One problem you had?
Yeah, one problem I had. I even mentioned it in one song I did, was that after pen and paper, after the project, you guys dropped a song, and that one went even
Left.
like more viral,
bigger than what we did.
You dropped Mamay, and it sounded like a playful song, and then it blew up even bigger than the project that you guys have put a lot of effort in it. How did you feel about that?
I did not feel anything, like I did not feel a way about what Mamay did. I think my biggest issue with the whole Mamay thing was that, like, it was Shaker's song that he had already, and I liked the song, but it wasn't a song that I was going to be on.
Yeah.
But Alvin came up with a brilliant idea after we did pen and paper, went to the VGMAs, came home with nothing and whatever. Yeah, so he came up with this brilliant idea that we dropped that song because that song is so simple, there's nothing in it. Almost as a way to say Ghanaians are always talking about they need people to, make sensible music and rap and whatever. But when people do that, they don't follow it. They only follow the empty stuff. Yeah. So that's the only problem I had, that it wasn't a song that I voluntarily wanted to be on it, but then I had to do it for the label.
Right.
And we did that, and we shot the video. And I remember I was so confused about it that I even had a Wole remix that I hadn't dropped yet, that I put together real quick and dropped it after Mamay dropped, just to like cleanse. And then I left the country. I remember I left the country for like 3 months. When I came back, the song was
everywhere.
big. It was everywhere. But people didn't know that I was involved.
You sure?
Yeah. People didn't know. Like, it was big and it was everywhere, but people didn't know that I was involved.
No, but you were in the video clearly with your...
You see, the song traveled like farther than the video.
The video
kind of followed later.
Yeah.
Because they put it on Diasa. Right? They put it on Diasa. So like the song was everywhere.
Yeah.
And because of the type of song it is, it's not the type of song that makes you think, who made this song? It's just if you hear him, you go vibe, then you go move on. So a lot of people had heard it everywhere, it was big, but they didn't know. Because I remember before I put out For My Brothers, I did a little documentary thing where I had my my video team go around, shoot people, and ask them a bunch of questions. And one of the questions was, how did you feel when you heard Mamay? And then people were like, it's Kojo Cue, Mamay is Kojo Cue song. And a lot of people were like shocked, like, you are lying. You understand? Yeah. But I am thankful for that song too, because some of the places that, bro, we performed at the strip club in Swedru. I didn't even know they have strip clubs in Swedru.
Hey,
I didn't even know they had
with
string
that
classes.
song.
Yeah, with that song. Like,
Ah.
yeah. So like, I'm grateful for it. Like at the end of the day, it makes people happy.
But it felt like you didn't like performing the song. Because we were at a show, the crowd was requesting for Mamay, and
Yeah.
you were clearly like, oh, I don't want to perform this song. That kind of vibe.
Like I said, because I like to do things that I want to do. I don't like when I do things that feel like it was somebody's idea and my spirit wasn't really agreeing with it.
Right.
Yeah, so it has nothing to do with the fact that it is a dance song. Because me and Sheka did Aqua show for what's his name? Kojo Manuel.
Yeah.
It was just like Mamay, right? And we did it before Mamay. But there's a song I wanted to do.
Okay.
That's me. That's the only
so
thing.
because you did, it's not something you wanted to do.
Like,
that's why.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with. I think because before I was on a song, I thought it's a brilliant song.
Yeah, it's a brilliant song, but you didn't want to. No problem. No
just
problem.
what it is.
But anyway, after that, you left the country. Are you currently based in Ghana?
I'm based in Ghana. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm based in Ghana.
In a year, 365 days.
I spend more.
You spend more days
time
in Ghana.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Way more time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for my brothers, that's a project that like right now is they put it on the same level as the Paimukas, that like the classic albums of our time. What went into that kind of project? First of all, was it under BBnZ?
Let's just say that was like my last goodbye to them.
Okay.
So even though they didn't have a lot of input, they didn't have a lot of input, but I felt like the relationship there was so great, and they've done other things outside of even music for me that for one last time I had to give them something.
Yeah.
And I'm happy it happened to be that album and it was received in that way. Yeah. But what happened For My Brothers was, first of all, Pen and Paper was supposed to be a one-time thing. Remember, like I said, I was only doing it because I wanted Sheka to do
to drop
hip-hop. Yeah, so it was supposed to be a one-time thing. But it worked so well that the label was like, we should do another year. I was like, oh, I like the vibes. It's not a problem. So let's do another year. So that another year was supposed to be 2018.
Yeah.
And the whole of 2018, we didn't drop any other Pen and Paper songs but Mamay. So it's like we spent the whole year. We didn't do the second one.
And we're just performing at strip clubs and things.
And I was like, Charlie. So when 2019 came around, I was like, Charlie, I have to, because I'm not built for groups. You understand? Yeah, I have my own path. I have my own things that I need to give to the world. Yeah, so I have to go and do that. So that's when I started putting together. What do you call it?
For My Brothers.
For My Brothers. So yeah, so it was outside everything that was happening there. I went that way.
Were you going through something at that period, during that period? Because it's like the song, the album has a theme.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know, where were you mentally?
No,
when you were putting together the album.
Like there are a lot of those songs that were older songs.
Yeah,
there are a lot of those songs that I had recorded like from way before. Yeah, I don't think in 2019 itself I recorded more than 4 songs for the project. Yeah, so it wasn't like I was going through something at the time. The way I am, if I'm in the middle of something, I can't write about it. Okay. It is when I've finished dealing with it and it is gone, then I make stuff. Or even if I write about it whilst I'm in the middle of it, I can't put it out. Yeah. You understand? It has to be after.
Like you're going through some heartbreak, then you go to the studio and write about it and drop it.
No, I
then
can't do
your ex
that.
will hear it and if your boy
I can't do that in the middle of that.
Inspiration.
Yeah, I can't do that in the middle of, because in the middle of everything is emotional. You don't always make the right decisions. So after it's done, you can come back to it and listen to it and say, okay, this is actually, outside of everything, this is actually like incredible music. But the way my mind is pretty scattered as well. So most of the time, since I got to BBnZ, I think I've recorded at least 2 or 3 albums that will never come out. Because I did an album with L, where L was just producing. That's the album that the song Wole is from.
Okay.
We recorded the whole thing. And then we did like a BBnZ album, me, L, Shika, Stargo, Gemini. And then I think there's another one that I recorded all on my own. But what happens with me most of the time is when I start something, it might be going well in the beginning, and then another idea will come, and then I've like
Just throw
gone
this
off
one
on it.
away.
Yeah. So I had to reach out to one of the creative people who I really respect, Evans, and convince him to be my creative director on the project. So that I told him the idea of the project, gave him some of the songs that I have. We discussed, brought up some other ideas, figured out where we're trying to go. So now whenever I record something and it doesn't fit, you just be like, oh, this is super good, but it's not for this one. Let's put it here. And then he'll direct me back there. And that's how we're able to finish it.
And after putting it out, it received did it overperform?
It overperformed.
That wasn't the way people accepted it. That wasn't what you planned
Bro,
for it.
I thought it was going to be slept on, and I'll have to like keep drumming it into people's ears. Like, yeah, I honestly thought it was going to be. I was surprised.
What would you attribute that success to?
I think honesty, because the music is so honest, and it's about our life. I thought it was about my life and the people around me, but it turns out that a lot of us had very similar.
We all did suffer.
Yeah, understand. I had very similar upbringing, so I think that is it. It was so honest that it touched people, you know, right at home, and then God did this thing.
Right. Now, from 2019 to 2023, when you dropped I'm Back, where were you?
So 2019 to 2020, of course, COVID just changed the landscape a little, but it was still for my brothers doing what it was doing. Then 2021, I dropped 21 Memory Lane, which was like an EP that I think it flew under the radar because I did an exclusive deal with Boomplay. So for a certain period of time, I was only on Boomplay and then whatnot. And then I disappeared.
When the world needed you the most, Avatar mode.
Yeah, I understand. It was like I disappeared. And
where did you go to? Where did you disappear to?
Just life, bro. A lot of life was happening. Things that I can't get into at this time, but definitely the music will discuss as we go ahead. Yeah, but a lot of life was happening, and I just needed a break. From everything. Yeah, so we started off with just not wanting to even make music or be around music anymore. And so for a period of time, I was active, but I was like football active. Everything about football, you see me commenting. People are like, every day, oh, come football. I say, oh, no, I didn't even want to, And then I gave like all the equipment in my studio away. And I was just gone. For a certain period of time, I was thinking I was not going to come back.
Wow.
I went to coding school to learn front-end engineering for some time. And then I wanted to just switch and go get my master's and just forget everything. And it was like that for some time. Then I decided to take like a short social media break. And it was supposed to be like maybe 1 week or something. But it felt so peaceful that I decided that I wasn't going to touch social media again until I was ready to like put something else. So then for like maybe like 6 months, I was just gone.
So outside of music, what do you do? Because you mentioned you went to learn coding. You also have a background in marketing. I know you're doing some music marketing stuff too.
So in 2020, I formed a music marketing and PR company with a bunch of my friends, 3 of my friends. Trebla, Benewa, and Mikey. We call it Rain Labs.
Rain Labs.
Yeah. So we started as a music marketing company mainly because we noticed that the global game was moving so fast and Ghanaian artists were struggling a little to keep up.
Yeah.
So we all worked in music and marketing and understood it a certain way. So we decided to do that to like help our people. So I think the first 3 or 4 projects we did it pro bono. I think we worked on Joey B's Lava Fields EP. We worked on Jackie's Seed EP. We worked on Kiddy Blue EP.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think we even did, we did that
Mm.
just to as proof of concept to those people, and then whatever.
So what exactly do you do
In
in the music marketing field? Like if someone has an EP right now coming, what and
so
they bring it to you.
Rain Labs has evolved.
Okay.
Right now we are a distro.
Okay.
Yeah, right now we are as a distro. We just did a deal with Virgin Music. We don't do as much music marketing as we used to do.
Okay.
But typically what will happen is if you come to us with a project, we help you build your rollout strategy.
Okay.
How you're going to, roll the whole project out after releasing it, post-release marketing, just help you find ways to tap into your audience or build an audience, make the whole thing look like incredible, and PR, like all other things, help you pitch for playlists and everything. Yeah. So typically that's what we will do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who are some of the artists you're working with currently?
Currently we have Joey still. We have Joey. We have, I forget names, but we had Baba J, but she left. We have 99 Faces. We have Young Dams. We do a lot of label services work for people that are not doing distro with us as well. But our distro list is extensive. Off the top of my head, I can't give you. But we do a lot of, we're involved in a lot of, I think we just did something for Bella Shmurda Sef.
Wow.
Yeah, we're involved in a lot of other label services thing. KP's Promises last album, we handled a lot of his DSP strategy as well. Yeah.
So if someone is about to release a project, they come to you, you can give them the whole package, as in give them a plan, the rollout plan.
Yeah. So we sit with you, we try to understand what your goals are, and then we do a strategy tailored to that. Or you can come to us with your own strategy. We help you improve it. We help you execute. You understand?
So is it usually on the artist's budget, or you guys fund it and have an agreement to split or something like that?
So in that situation, that will be on the artist's budget because that's like a label services thing.
Okay.
But if you distro with us, we give you DSP strategy for free, or as complimentary.
Okay.
And then we can also help with your rollout strategy for free. Yeah, but if you distro with us, we take a percentage of streaming revenue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Charlie. Chairman, they do things. Now after that, you came back with I'm Back.
After I did a bunch of things like outside of Rain Labs. When Ludacris was in Ghana, I project managed his what do you call it? The writing camp that he did. I project managed that. PJ Morton too. I project managed the writing camp that he did. I think I worked for some music tech company for almost called Music Split. How long was it? It was like maybe 6 months to a year, right? Yeah, I was like their country manager in Ghana as well. So like a lot of things happen in between that time.
Okay, so like if you're not on the forefront doing music, you're still doing a lot of music related stuff. Back end.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Then you dropped them back.
Yes, then I dropped them back.
How long did it take you to put that one together? Or you just picked songs that were already there?
Yeah. There are a bunch of songs that were already there. And then I think maybe I added like some 2 new things. And then Clay was actually the one that came up with the rollout for that one. And we put it together, and then we put it out. I don't think it took that long. Yeah. But Charlie, it's been fun since then.
Yeah. And did you like the reception that was given?
Yeah. I love the reception because Charlie, the game is so fast nowadays that if you leave for even 2 months, when you come back, you have to expect that the energy has changed.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's always shocking to me that when I come back, the energy, and then the energy was so good that we rode off that and finally did the For My Brother's concerts and sold out.
Yeah.
And Charlie, like, yeah.
So like it's like your fan base, people who really like they see you like their brother kind of vibe, and whenever you're doing something like even your pop-up you did for the I'm Back album
the
release,
listening
the
that we
EP,
did,
that one, like people just come to you. How would you say you built that audience?
Charlie, organically, like the music is so personal, right?
Mm.
And my music has always been personal, even back in the days when I used to rap about rapping a lot. Yeah. And I noticed that when you say personal stuff, people end up feeling like they know you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember back in the day, I went somewhere and I saw some guy who said he was a fan, and the first question he asked me was about some girl B. I'm like, how do you know about how do you know about this girl? And I was like, this is your song. And I was like,
oh, okay.
Remind me to take the names out.
So it's more.
So it's just that the music is so personal that they end up feeling like they know you.
Right.
And I think because I am also such like a normal person, when they meet me and they realize just how normal I am, it goes from like a fun thing to just be my guy. Yeah.
Right. So the key is that you shouldn't be rushing your fans. Like when they meet you, have a personal.
First of all, the key is be yourself. If you rush, generally just rush.
Okay.
Me, I know they rush. Me, this is who I am. Like, yeah. So the key is just be yourself.
Right. Do you follow, aside your music and maybe your corner and stuff, do you follow stuff that happen in the industry, like all these music related stuff?
I can't lie, when I was gone, I wasn't following as much, apart from the stuff that I was doing.
Okay.
When I was gone there, I wasn't following as much. But typically when I'm tuned in, and I see most of the things that happen, even if I don't comment. Yeah.
So with the award shows and like all the noise that comes with it, with this one expects that this one will win and stuff like that. Last year, were you supporting any particular person to pick up the Artist of the Year?
Who won the Artist of the Year
last year? Was Stonebwoy, but it was a close call between Stonebwoy and King Promise.
That's when I remember it was a Fiodor. Yeah, Fiodor was involved in that whole thing. Yeah.
Who are you supporting?
I wasn't supporting anybody. Really. Like for me, I feel like when it comes to awards, the minute they put your name as a nominee, it means that you have enough claim to win it. So I'm not shocked if anybody who was nominated wins it. Because if they didn't feel like you deserved it, your name no good the list inside.
Right.
You understand?
So if anyone on that list wins,
I think it's a shout, because once they put the names out, the rest is dependent on votes.
Yeah.
Right? So if I put you, Sheldon, with the Maya on as, YouTube awards, best YouTube channel, right? And Sheldon and Udemaya don't have a problem that I nominated you. It means they agree that you deserve to be there, right? So the rest of it is dependent on who can canvas for more votes,
right?
And now on the
do you think certain categories should be dependent on votes, like the technical ones, like album of the year and those kind of things?
I feel like it's, no matter what you do, it will still be dependent on votes. The problem is that some of it is dependent on public votes, and some of it is dependent on
academy votes.
Okay. It is still votes. You understand? It is still a matter of if 80% of the people that they are going to ask about the album like somebody else's album more than yours. It's not an objective thing.
And do you think popularity plays a role? Like maybe For My Brothers, how good it was.
It plays a big role.
Pitched against, let's say, an album from a very popular artist that maybe to you, that album wasn't like technically a match to For My Brothers, but because of that artist's popularity, that person wins that award. Do you think it's fair?
I think it's fair based on the criteria for album of the year. I think one of the things is that the project with the most what do they call it? The most hits.
Yeah.
So obviously if somebody else has
hits,
even if the sequencing be some way for me, he had more hits.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Yeah. So I feel like if there's need for changing, then they have to change the criteria totally so that it doesn't become. But even then, it still ends up being up to a bunch of people to decide what it is that they like.
Yeah.
You understand? And depending on the constitution of that particular board or that particular academy, you can still lose, even if the rest of the world are shouting that, hey, you're and we all know how voting goes.
Yeah.
Everybody go fish shout, say, hey, this guy. They will go vote in private, and then they'll go vote for you.
Yeah. So with this year, with what you've seen from last year in the music industry, if I ask you to name your 5 potential artists of the year nominees for this year.
Kojo Smoke.
Okay.
Because he represented for hip hop like super hard, and he's done his thing against all odds, to say. Kim Paluta. Okay. I think he has a huge shout. You know, he had multiple hit records in the year under review. Who else? Off the top of my head, I think those two. Yeah. Unless you have some names on.
Let me just throw some names, like the popular ones people are saying. Stonebwoy. I think he deserves to be there.
Did he put out an album this year?
Yeah, he put out Up and Running.
Oh. Well, if a majority of people think he deserves to be there, then I think that's
Kim Promise.
It's not my commentary on Stonebwoy is usually not fair because I'm not a dancehall person.
Okay.
So I do not follow him as much. So there's a lot he might have done within the year that I did not see. But if a large group of people believe that he deserves it, then I think he needs to be there.
Right. Okay, now let's move to the what's happening on your TL right now.
What's happening on my TL?
Yeah, you posted a snippet.
Okay.
And now everyone wants you to release it.
Yeah.
What's it about?
So it's my next single.
Okay.
First single of the year. Abebrese. We already set a date for it, and then I do what my manager tells me, so that's what I'm doing. So if they want to attack somebody, they should at Clay the Mogul on Twitter. They should send all the energy there. Yeah.
Go and bash him.
Yeah, go and bash him. Yeah, but it's coming. It's 18th March. Yeah, it should be out.
A single.
It's a single.
Solo or you featured someone?
No, it's me and Fameye.
You and Fameye. Yeah. Nice one. What's this? What's it about? Like, are you coming to talk to us? Like, are we going to get the For My Brothers kind of feel? Because people are yearning for that kind of they are yearning for that kind of thing again.
Yeah, that's what I'm sure from the snippet they can already tell. That's the energy. Yeah, it's in that vein. So it's honest music. It's real life music. The theme is generally I am discussing how futile life seems to be, and how sometimes you do all the right things, but it's still not a click.
Yeah.
And then Fameye is balancing that but that does not mean that you should stop. You have to keep going. Yeah.
Was he doing Peter on there, or was he doing Fameye on there? Because right now
this is also old. This is old. So
okay.
this was recorded when he was doing Fameye.
Oh, okay.
One funny story is even when I sent it to him again that I'm finally ready to release it. He was like, Charlie, this is Fameye, so I need to I need to do Peter. So send me again without my parts and let me do Peter. So I sent it to him and he recorded a bunch of stuff. And then he sat with it for a while. I think he played it for a bunch of his people as well. And they were all like, nah, I think for this one, the Fameye wins this round. Yeah. Yeah. So he was like, you know what? Nana, and keep you back on that.
All right. And I'm sure to be on all this show.
Yeah, it's coming out on all platforms.
Okay.
Everywhere that you can get music from. Yeah.
Nice one. But the people said I should ask you that when are we getting the what we want
what
for
the
my
people
brothers?
Want. They're getting there's no For My Brothers 2 first of all.
Okay.
Right. There's an album.
Okay. It's going to have a different name. It's not going to follow For My Brothers theme or anything.
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's not going to. Yes, it's going to have a different name.
Okay.
They all exist in the same universe. So think of it as like the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So for my brothers, like Captain America, this is like maybe Avengers.
Okay.
You understand? So it's not for my brothers too, but it's in the same universe. It's in the same vein. It's honest music. It's a type of music they have been, waiting to hear. Yeah, and hopefully, we're able to communicate it to them in a way that will touch them in the same way
And
that the
are we
first one
going
did.
to get it this year?
Yeah, you're getting it this year.
This year?
Yeah.
Month?
This year, no.
Or which quarter?
Third quarter. Yeah,
Wow.
third quarter.
Mm.
And manager will be mad because, you put dates to it, then now you have to rush to meet the dates. But yeah, third quarter. Let's give us third quarter.
Third quarter.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be expecting it. We'll be expecting it.
Yeah.
So far, the Ghana music industry, are you okay with how things are going? How artists are moving? How the music is moving? How serious the artists are taking their online presence and the music distro and all that?
I think there's a lot we still need to learn, and I'm not speaking as Kojo Cue the artist anymore. Let me get in my Rain Labs.
Let's go.
Yeah, there's still a lot we still need to learn. I think a lot of our artists and even their teams don't understand the music business on a global scale. And sometimes what happens is when you've been doing something that works for you for so long, it's kind of hard for somebody to come and tell you to switch up, So I understand that, yeah. But I think we all need to, if you are following some artist around and you say you're an artist manager, your major concern shouldn't be that you guys get in the big shows and you see celebs and you see fine girls and everybody knows. Your major concern should be improving yourself as an artist manager, because the more you improve, the better you are able to serve whoever your artist is.
Yeah.
Because the game is global now. The only other thing I would like to say is an observation I have made that I don't particularly like. I think that because we are also so focused on playing the global game, breaking artists have become so expensive that it is almost impossible for younger artists that are doing it on their own to even make a dent. In our era, if you do something, you put them on Lime Links. Just off of that, you go build something to stand on, and then I think that's almost gone now. People, a lot of the newer artists, they are struggling to even be able to build like some small community for themselves, because our thing is now so capital intensive, and the industry does not care about whether this person is new or this person is old. In fact, the people that are older sometimes spend less than the people that are new. And for a space with so little investors, it kind of makes it hard for us to have a really competitive space. So every year you have like maybe some one guy or some two guys who will be able to sneak in, and then there's almost a non-existent middle class and lower class. And I think for every industry to be like really great and really thrive, you have to have those two classes in addition to the big guys.
So like we need to have more C-list, D-list.
Yes, you need that.
And stuff before
you need more B's and C's, and then you have your A's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice one. Anyway, any last words? I saw something on Twitter. The person said he asked a renowned gospel artist in Ghana who their publisher is, and they said Daily Graphic.
Yeah, so
the music, music business is not clicking for the Ghanaian artists.
It's not their fault. Some of them came from an era where the business was different, and the business has evolved. Ideally, their teams are supposed to learn these things, especially in the gospel field, because they treat it almost as a calling as opposed to like a business. So their teams are supposed to be the people that are like up on top of this thing. One of the things that we are even trying to do at Rain Labs is we're trying to put together a fund to every year the people that work with us take some of their team members to there's this music business program in Nigeria run by Godwin Tom. So sponsor some of them to go there to go and learn. Because
okay.
I feel like if we empower a lot more of the people in the background like that, and they come and understand the business, they move different, and then it will affect the artist.
Right. Any last words for your people? Talk to your brothers and sisters.
I don't know when this is coming out, but Abebrese is out on March 18th. Please go out there and support, stream it, add it to your playlist, put somebody on it. It's trust me, it's music that people need to hear. So go out there and support. To be up on all my socials. I'm sure the other guy will not get heard. Go do not this guy. This guy I don't care about him. No, the other guy will not get heard. Go do a breakdown of it. Charlie, I leave you in the hands of the universe, in the hands of God, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. May things work out for you. Yeah. But last, Headless guy, we're fucking.
Why day?
We're fucking. Only time I mean him now. Oh yeah, yes, I didn't. I can't share me say or not. At least I could break down. I say chat GPT. Catch him so boss. Me rapping thing I'm saying. At least me the Madrian fan. One can't wait. No. We're national security advisor. And that's wrong.
Your mama look sharp. Anyway, thank you so much, bro. It's been an honor having you on my platform. And we're waiting for the new song, we're waiting for the new album, and hopefully a concert.
Yeah. Concert this year as well. Yeah.
Definitely. So we're going to get more. Thank you so much for coming to talk to Kula.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Boom. But before you go, I have something for you.
Kiss one.
Yeah, Kiss strawberry scented lubricants, water-based, condom-friendly, good for the soccer pimps. Yeah, and this is for you.
All right. Wait, what do you want me with TV see? I just sent me the coffee.
Go for coffee, what they call it?
Man, can't be. I saw the one with TV see there. Evidence was outside. I just sent me the coffee. The coffee.
All right. Thank you so much for passing through. That has been Kojo Cue. He came to talk to Kula. No. Yeah, then Yapon.